inspirational. So shout out to all of the newly minted NFL players. Yes, it is a big deal to be drafted into the National Football League. And again, for the first time in decades, the number one draft pick came from Miami. Again, the standout at Nebraska, Fernando Mendoza, went first for the first pick of the NFL draft. And we were proud of him. He held his watch party here. He's going in Coral Gables, and he will be going to the Raiders. And it was a very exciting time for all the young men who are waiting for their names to be called. But if you're new here, welcome. I'm Suzette Speaks, attorney by training, but just got something to say about everything. I guess you could say, cultural commentator and a discusser of all things when it comes to social trends, news stories, top news stories, as well as breaking down the headlines for you. There are some social media trends I do want to talk about, but again, I just wanted to start with, first of all, some of the headlines that we're seeing on this Fire Friday. The NFL draft. Would love to hear your take on the NFL draft. There's a lot going on with the different teams. I forget the name of the gentleman that got drafted for the Miami Dolphins. I should probably have that. But yeah, we have some great stories. I just like the backstories. You know how the NFL like to give you the little montage. Oh yes, we have a tackle. I think his name is. He is from, I think, American Samoa, who is coming to Miami Dolphins. But what was on display? Definitely family, definitely faith. A lot of the draft picks talked about, and their families just talked about the road they've come through and how it is a blessing and how God guided them through the ups and downs of training and getting to the level that they're at now, the next level. So very proud of each and every one of those young men whose lives will be changed forever. In the South, we're also hearing about wildfires. Did you guys know this? Talking about parts of South Georgia. It's wildfire season. It's kind of dry, and the southern wildfires that are happening are occurring in some of the same areas that are still recovering from Hurricane Helene. Do you guys remember Hurricane Helene? Yeah, this is a big story as well. We're not hearing about it as much. Now, we do have some fires here in the Everglades. That tends to happen too this time of year before we get into the rainy season. But right now, we haven't had enough water and enough precipitation, enough rain, basically, to keep the place properly hydrated. Shout out to everybody who likes that, but sometimes you do need a little bit of water and a little. We got the sunshine today, but we do need the precipitation, of course, to keep our our system in balance, our environment in balance. Other top stories. There are the reports, and I don't know. I don't like the conspiracy side of the news, but it's being reported. I do see this that the United States is purportedly. This is a report by Ken Klippenstein. It's a reporter who has his own page, kind of like news page. Is saying, is the U.S. spying on? Ready? Drum roll. The Vatican. We talking about the Pope? Is that what's happening? So this is Ken Klippenstein's reporting, reading from his online published article from April 23rd. Trump's war on Pope Leo includes cloak and dagger. Are you believing this? I don't know. Very interesting news. Once again, we have clear skies here in South Florida. We're expecting some precipitation. We have a 30% chance. But the temperature right now, Fort Lauderdale 79, Pembroke Pines 82, Miami 81, Homestead 80, Key West 81, nice and warm. I want to welcome you if you're watching online. Shout out to everybody watching on the Suzette Speaks Show. You can follow me on all platforms. Suzette Speaks. I also have a busy weekend, different events coming up in the next 2 weekends, actually, this weekend and next weekend. So we might get some calls from a few organizers, right? And a couple ladies who are curating events coming up. I'll be hosting, yours truly will be hosting the Black Beauty Expo 2026. That will be in Sunrise, Florida. That's on Sunday, May 3rd. Yes, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Tickets are available now. Yours truly will be an MC. Suzette Speaks in the building. So I'm really excited. All things beauty and as well as business. Beauty and business. So that will be, again, a wonderful event that you can attend for the ladies. Make sure you get your tickets. I also will be hosting a wonderful educational event called Beyond the Diagnosis. That event will also take place, but the day before, May 2nd, for women who have been suffering with infertility, suffering with conditions like endometriosis, who are looking for answers when it comes to conditions that are causing infertility or making it very difficult to become pregnant. A lot of times we suffer in silence, and women who have had, miscarriage and things like this don't speak about it. Sometimes we're getting a little bit more open with this conversation, but shout out to the curator and the organization behind that event. That is Saturday, May 2nd, and it's from an organization called Filling Empty Wounds. Filling Empty Wounds. And their founder actually has been on the show before. Shout out to Miss Sandra Ellador. And she has been hard at work advocating for women who suffer from infertility. So if you know somebody who's going through their journey or has been recently diagnosed, and again, I didn't know it was so hard to get pregnant. People want to be pregnant. Not that I'm trying to get pregnant. I'm not saying about me. I'm just saying there are people who I know who are trying to get pregnant. There are people I know who have suffered miscarriage. And it can be some of the most devastating news, devastating experiences that people can have. So there are advocacy groups like Filling Empty Wounds, a nonprofit that is dedicated to helping women and families who are suffering from infertility. So I'm so excited. Next weekend will be a busy weekend for me. May 2nd, I'll be hosting a very educational and support group type event called Beyond the Diagnosis by an organization called Filling Empty Wounds. And so we're grateful for that wonderful platform. And I thank both of the curators, the organizers, for having me as a part to help moderate and help host and get the message out. Again, May 2nd, an organization called Filling Empty Wounds will be hosting an event called Beyond the Diagnosis for women who are suffering from infertility, who have been diagnosed perhaps with endometriosis or any other root cause that has an impact, fibroids and all these other things that impact women's reproductive health. We're going to have a really stirring conversation from women who have firsthand experience with how this journey affects both them, their relationships, their families. So we're going to unpack the new, again, there are some, progressive new treatments, which is amazing to learn about as I'm preparing for the event. I'm learning more about what's happening in their world. And again, these events are community based. So if you are a member of the community, you are invited. And like I said, next week, Sunday, May 3rd, I'll be hosting a wonderful talent beauty showcase expo called the Black Beauty Enterprise 2026. So if you are a beauty entrepreneur, if you want to learn more about beauty and wellness, or if you want to know more about business, again, Black Beauty Expo comes to Sunrise, Florida. Get your tickets. I think they're only $50. Yours truly, Suzette Speaks, will be emceeing both these events. I'll tell you more about these events, or maybe we'll have a couple ladies call. We have an event coming up this Sunday, too. Wow, the place busy, busy like a bee. So I'm grateful to God for that. But as we get into the news, what headlines are you following? What headlines are making your list? I think, like I said, I saw this news story and it impacted me so much. Let me take a quick sip of my warm lemon water here. Y'all know we got to keep it hydrated. What are you sipping on today? What are you drinking with your lunch or for your afternoon beverage? Warm water and lemon is the order of the day for me out of my wannabe Stanley. But yes, I see this headline. And again, this is an article published by Mr. Glenn Klippenstein, just reporting. And again, we are trying to figure out if this is a reliable report. Again, this source is this independent journalist who has published a story asking whether the U.S. is spying on the Vatican. Now, again, when Trump declared, this is according to Mr. Klippenstein's article, Glenn Klippenstein published this on April 23rd. When Trump declared Pope Leo, quote, terrible for foreign policy, the U.S. intelligence community took the president's remarks as a directive to prioritize spying on the Vatican. It has for years, sources tell this reporter. The CIA has human spies working inside the Holy See, which is another word for the Vatican. and its bureaucracy, the NSA, it was at the National Security Administration, as well as the CIA, seek to intercept telecommunications, email, and text. FBI investigates crimes committed against and by the Vatican. The State Department closely follows the ins and outs of the papal diplomacy and politics. This is wild. And so this is not only speculation. This reporter, Klein Kippenstein, has asserted that he has evidence of, and again, this is alleged, that the U.S. may be spying on the Vatican. Now, again, I praise myself. I praise, again, opinions expressed on the Suzette Speaks show are that of the host and its guests and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the opinion of the station's management and ownership. Listener discretion is advised. Again, we're going to talk politics here. But how are you feeling? And again, I am going through some of the top stories that I saw through social media, through just my, my scrolling and doing my own research. And normally stories that impact me often impact you. So we want to keep you informed here. We had a great program yesterday, 2 wonderful segments. If you missed it, you missed it. One brought to you by the Health Justice Project that talks about Medicaid savings programs. And we also talked about voting and how a lot of people have been taken off the voter rolls, deactivated from the voter rolls, and don't even know it. Did you catch that? Make sure if you got a recent new driver's license, any driver's license issued after July 1st in Florida of last year, July 1st, 2025, has a new number. So you have to make sure your driver's license number matches that which is on your voter registration. I even had to do it just now. I was filing my taxes, realized I have my old license number. So I have to make sure I update it to make sure I'm in compliance, of course. Very interesting. But we're talking about today also consumer sentiment. How are you feeling about the state of the country? Again, according to the Associated Press, Mr. Trump, the President of the United States, his current approval rating is only at, what do you think? Right now, the AP is reporting that the approval rating of our current president is at 33%. Just about a third, anyway, of those in the poll approve of Mr. Trump's plans, operations, etc. for the country. Now, again, if you've been to a grocery store, and I just sent this meme, this Instagram story to several friends this morning. The Instagram reel and video was asking, how do you know we are in a recession? And some of the commentators, the people who were kind of cut, their clips were cut together in one long video. And one of the things that people said was, I ordered, something off of Uber Eats, and the woman that drove up was in like a very expensive car, say like $100,000 car, as the Uber Eats driver. I was like, really? Another person commented that the prices in thrift stores where they normally go thrift are now getting up there like a regular store. There's no more like thrift discount. Thrift stores are acting like the mall. That's what I was reading, and that's what I saw in the comments, both in the video itself or in the comments. I actually should try to pull the video maybe after the break. But yeah, it was very interesting to see people not getting their, nails done at nail shops anymore. There are people who are cutting back, was one comment I read. How do you know that the economy is not good? How do you know that things have changed up? How do you know that there's not what should I say, a positive consumer sentiment, that people feel good about their lives and the possibilities for the future? And I sent it to a couple people, and I was like, I wonder if there are other signs, people not. I saw 2 girls at my gym cut their hair. Now, sometimes when women cut their hair, they just want to change. But one definitely said to me, Nah, girl, I'm spending too much money on my hair. I'm done. I'm like, okay, sis. I feel you on that. They were not, yeah, her. That was just one individual. And good afternoon if you're just joining me. Welcome. This is the Suzette Speaks show on Voice of the Caribbean Radio. I come to you live every Thursday and Friday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Voice of the Caribbean. You can follow me on all platforms. Suzette 1Z, 2T, Suzette Speaks. And you can follow Voice of the Caribbean on all platforms as well. Today in South Florida, we are nice and sunny. High of 81 in Miami, Homestead 80, Fort Lauderdale 79. They said it was supposed to be 30% chance of rain, but we're feeling breezy, if anything. Very, very strong winds. We had it stronger actually earlier in the week, 25 mile an hour winds. Now we're probably at about 14 mile an hour. So it's pretty, breezy. I want to go to the beach so bad because when the water temperature hits the 70s, that's my time. I don't like cold ocean water, seawater. I like when my water feels like a hot tub. I like to go to the beach, honestly, at the end of the day when you can go and dip your toe in. It's nice and warm. That's my favorite. Again, we're expecting some moderate, what should you say, thunderstorms, 30% chance. So water temperature mid-70s. It's a beautiful day. Will you be hitting the beach this weekend? I'm thinking about it. I have a couple of events. I have a birthday party. One of my little relatives is turning 1. Can't wait to celebrate her. And we have a couple other events. Again, this is Suzette Speaks Show Time Check, brought to you by the Florida Health Justice Project. Is 1:23. But the main headline, like I said, if I'm reading it and it resonates with me, I have to know that my listeners are saying, Sue, you write down our block. You're coming down the alley. Well, according to the Financial Post, the United States is consumer. That's what they call us. I like to say citizen sentiment. Don't like to be called a consumer. Just thought about as a being that buys and sells. No, I'm actually a human being with inalienable rights. Civic rights. I belong to a country. I'm not just a consumer. But anyway, not to wax too philosophical. But according to the Financial Post, U.S. consumer sentiment falls to a record low on inflation. The byline says consumers' perceptions of their expected financial situation was the weakest it has been since May of last year. United States consumer sentiment fell in April from a month earlier to a record low, reflecting worries about economic fallout from the Iran war. The University of Michigan's final April sentiment index dropped to 49.8 this month from 53.3 in March. While this was slightly improved from the preliminary reading, it remained the lowest in a data point since back in 1978. Consumers expect prices to rise at an annual rate of 4.7% over the next year, up from 3.8%. The data released on Friday, showed. That was the biggest 1-month increase since President Donald Trump announced sweeping tariffs. Y'all remember the tariff wars? This is how we started. This is how what started the global inflation. And everybody's starting to see the price rise thanks to the tariff war. Because the other country don't pay the tariff. Tariff is an import tax. The buyers pay the tariff. So we started to see prices rise and rise. I don't know. I've been watching a lot on social media about the idea of, are we a citizenry that cares enough about our government to fully engage with it? That's go to meetings, city meetings, county meetings, school board meetings. Are we fully engaged enough? I take my hearing out. My hearing is hurting under my headphones here. 1 second. Aye. Yeah, the headphones squeezing up my ears. But yeah, no. Are we going to let the very, very, very hyper, maybe wealthy among us, make the determination of the course of our society? And I don't know. With the consumer sentiment like this, there's a lot of people that's really unhappy. But again, how do we change it? So according to the Financial Post, an article published today, sentiment among those of us, purchasers, has tumbled in the wake of the Iran war, which has driven up fuel costs for inflation-weary Americans. So far, retail sales data out early this week indicated that consumers continue to spend on a broad range of merchandise. But like I said, I saw a recent reel that highlighted how much people are truly cutting back. Did y'all watch the NBA playoffs yesterday? First of all, if the games are not free, I'm not watching. Y'all pay for the Amazon Prime and you guys got Prime and you're watching it on, the YouTube paid subscription? I watched the night before that was on ABC. But if I have to spend another $1, y'all watch the Hawks beat the Knicks. Jokic struggles as the T-Wolves blow out the Nuggets 113-96. That's the Jokic. So the Timberwolves blew out the Denver Nuggets 113-96 yesterday. Did Victor Wembanyama play? I remember he had a concussion the night before. But are you watching NBA? Is the playoffs as good as what they used to be? I'm a 90s basketball girl. Where they used to scrap, kick, fight, do what they had to do. I'm not advocating, but I'm just saying, them boys was about it back in the day, in the times of Jordan and Rodman, and oh my goodness. When they say, men ruled the basketball court, oh my goodness. We got a different style of player now. But it was very oh my gosh, took it from the playground straight to the NBA court. It was very beautiful. The magic of it, the team, camaraderie, the competitiveness of it. Oh, take me back to 90s basketball. Really enjoyed those times. Me and my dad watching the triple headers. Y'all used to watch double headers, triple headers. Did you know that Party City is coming back? Apparently, Party City, I think they had claimed bankruptcy, is coming back, but I think they're putting it inside of, is it Staples? Party City used to be the go-to, so you can order all your stuff. I guess people started going to Amazon. The time is now 1:28. It's the Suzette Speaks show. I'm happy that you're here. We're discussing news headlines. First and foremost, the top headline has to do with people's feeling about the economy. According to the Financial Post, consumer sentiment fell to record lows. Views have dampened by, everyday Americans based on the larger amount you have to spend on everyday items. Yeah, like I said, I saw a meme. Are you seeing that? Are you feeling that? Where there are people that are cutting back, doing things that hopefully save them some money. And in short, what are we gonna do about it? Are we going to the polls? In Virginia, they just passed a redistricting. I can talk about it a little bit after the break. Virginia's redistricting win that voters in Virginia voted on. And it is a positive sign, in my opinion. But we do have to take a short break. Again, this is Suzette Speaks show with news headlines. We're taking it easy on a Fire Friday. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back right after this.
The city of Lauderdale, the voice of the Caribbean.
Be right back. I'm going to fix the AC. It's blowing in my ear, my throat. Thank you. We're good. Come in. I'm just on my break. Sorry. I'll do a quick switch rooms. What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a beautiful Friday. Welcome. I didn't even really know what to talk about today. I'm not going to lie. My earring. Sorry, I had to take it out. So much in my mind that doesn't have to do with news, but I didn't know what to talk about today. So we're just doing a headline rundown. Best we can. Oh, what should I talk about, Lord? I don't know what else to talk about. Let me see what's on the grill. I don't have nothing else. Oh, did you guys see that interview with Michael Beasley? I haven't watched it.
The voice of the Caribbean. Follow us on Instagram.
Yes, welcome back. It's the Suzette Speaks show live right here on Voice of the Caribbean Radio. Big up Mikey Mike in the studio. Big up Miss Chin. Anyway, you're there. And all the whole crew. We've been having a crazy busy last couple of weeks. As you know, we covered Jamaica Carnival. I still got a lot of video and wonderful insights, different places we visited in Jamaica. Thank you to Jamaica Tourism Board and all of our wonderful sponsors and partners that were a part of the Voice of the Caribbean live during Jamaica Carnival 2026. If you missed it, go back and watch some of the videos. I will be posting some more actually this weekend. I was very fortunate to be a part of the team that traveled to Jamaica just a couple weekends ago. Jamaica Carnival happens after Easter every year, right around this time, end of April. And we got to experience it firsthand, live and in color, and we had an amazing time. We broadcast live from one of the big double-decker trucks, right, as a part of the Gen X band, and we got to take in from, and I was telling my cousins, it was such an incredible experience going from the first night we were in Kingston, Jamaica, flown in, got to the first party, I Love Soca, and it was incredible watching Marshall Montano up close and personal, right on the stage with him, gathering video and content, watching the crowd go wild. And for me, Carnival was one of the one-of-a-kind experiences. I'm like, that was a world-class experience. Bucket list, if you have never been to Jamaica Carnival, definitely consider it. I might be in costume next year, and I love my Lord and Savior. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about it. I'm like, but the freedom I saw, the freedom experience, not just, again, in an overly trivialized and marketing type of way of, sexuality. I'm talking about the freedom to be oneself and fully express oneself with unapologetic self-acceptance. Radical self-acceptance is what I saw. And I really admired it. And I thought, wow, this is a very interesting difference between what you read about Carnival and what you actually see. And again, I hope, some of the sights and sounds that we were able to bring to the people by broadcasting live all throughout that last Sunday. It was very moving. So I'll be posting some more clips. I didn't even start. We went to Sunrise, the party after Juve. Juve itself was a movie. Marching through New Kingston, down Lady Musgrave, all the way, come back around till you hit Trafalgar and Knutsford Boulevard. We were in like the heart of the city. And then Carnival passing right through Halfway Tree, marching bands of color, life, music. It was incredible. So book your ticket now, honey. I'm already in the gym getting ready for next year. Your girl will be ready. Top news stories. Let's go into more of our cultural news. How about that? Culturally, according to the griot, within the community in the diaspora is what I want to say. There has been a very controversial and very internet trending interview by an NBA player, Michael Beasley, on Club Shay Shay. Yes, Shannon Sharp is back in the news. Club Shay Shay making headlines. I've only seen clips. There's two big stories within the diaspora. The Michael Jackson movie. Are you going to go see the Michael Jackson movie? Michael Jackson movie comes out. And the other things that we're seeing, Michael Jackson biopic, of course, hit the box office. Is it his nephew, Jafar, that's playing him? People are saying it leaves out some, certain people in the family didn't get portrayed. I guess Janet declined to have herself portrayed, as well as some of the other brothers are, folks in the family. I'm not, a person that follows Jackson lore that closely, to be honest. But I guess if you love Michael Jackson, his legacy, and again, he was groundbreaking. I mean, the historic impact of his music cannot even be really, captured in words. So I do want to give credit to him as this incomparable, generational talent and artist. Like, that is to me undisputed. But are you going to go see Michael Jackson? Now, if you are like me, I started seeing clips from the Shannon Sharpe interview. So Michael Beasley, who has been, through, if you follow the NBA, he is a player that's not without controversy. He's gone through some ups and downs. And I know I'm putting it lightly because, again, I don't follow him like that. I've heard of Michael Beasley. I've seen some controversy. Actually, didn't he play for the Miami Heat? I think Michael Beasley was on the Miami Heat at one time. But this is very opening because, as I think about what I want to do next, just under the Suzette Speaks brand, which is empowering people, bringing people together. I'm a community builder and empowering people to improve themselves and improve their lives and their community. I, just was fortunate enough to help curate a fantastic women's conference called the Rise Women's Conference. And I thank God for the opportunity to do that, to have an impactful and, one-of-a-kind experience with over 250 women, bringing together 14 speakers over 3 days, 2 locations, and pouring into the lives and uplifting the lives and the spirits of our sisters. It was incredible, and I'm very grateful. And I want to publicly acknowledge to God, thank you for allowing me the gift and the ability to do such things and to have vision to do such things. So I've been thinking about, what do I want to do next? I'm going to get back to Michael Beasley in a second, y'all. Let me postulate for a second. Let me reason for a second. I was like, God, do I do another woman's thing? And you know what? With all the headlines going on with regards to the femicide of Black women, and again, I do not want to sensationalize headlines because not only are the tragic deaths of the ladies in the last 2 weeks that have made headlines, from our very own Coral Springs Vice Mayor Nancy Mateye to the wife of Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax, to so many others that have just broken my heart. I was like, God, maybe I need to do an event for men. Hear me out. I haven't really thought this through. This is just literally a live public brainstorm. But I thought to myself, we have been doing a good job over the last several years trying to empower women, trying to give women space to really get in touch with who they are. I'm talking about God-given identity. I'm not talking about your roles. I'm not talking about performance. I'm not talking about, you being utilized in your job and, for who you live with, or even in your role as a mom. But I'm talking about in your kingdom definition of who you are, the soul of who you are, that originates from the greater, the higher power, the infinite wisdom. I see online, one of my sisters online on the YouTube side, ABX girl. Now, I'm going to read your comments, sis. I'm going to read it right here on the radio. She says, hey, let them take care of their own issues. We are out, sis. Tell me how you really feel. Now, again, everybody has their own opinion. But I was like, God, do you want me to get, and I've been, again, an advocate, and I think I'm called to serve women. And I thought, God, is it a time right now, though? Are we in a time and place that with everything that's going on in the headlines? Because the headlines flip and we forget and we move on. But to me, if, you look and you study and you try to make sense of what's happened, there's a need there. I see you online. Are we neglecting the same type of empowerment that we have been really, really consistent with for women for a very long time? Should we be turning back to our men and creating spaces for them to exhale, creating spaces for them to be poured into? Okay. Thank you, Martin online. And they write, that would be very nice, Suzette. Almost no one cares about men. No, I had to read it. Sorry, you said see. I couldn't even finish typing before, well, you read it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I see you guys online. I appreciate all of my subscribers on the Suzette Speaks YouTube page. Go to YouTube and look up Suzette Speaks and just hit the follow for me. Do me a favor. Go to YouTube, look up Suzette Speaks, and just hit the follow. Hit the follow for me. Thank you. But for those who are already here, thank you. I appreciate you. Yes. I don't know. I thought about it. I'm like, Sue, I'm very big that men have to hold other men accountable. That's a man's job. Men also should hold space for other men when they need an ear, when they need someone to count on, when they need someone to open up to. But again, I have a lot of guy friends that just talk to me also about their problems, about their fears, about their challenges, their insecurities. And sometimes I can hold space for it. Sometimes I can. Other times I'm like, whoa, this is way deeper. This might be your girl territory to hold down. You know what I'm saying? Because I know my threshold. I'm not a therapist. Definitely can be a friend to you. But if I see you might need more help than what I can offer, I'm quick to say, listen, betterhelp.com. Hey, y'all need to run me a sponsorship, BetterHelp or whoever. Have you been to church in a while? Go back to your spiritual roots. Who do you talk to as a man? Because a lot of men are isolated, apparently, especially when trouble hits, divorce, and other things come in their way. Men have souls, too, that need care, too. So I thought about it, and I was like, Lord, I'm very, well known for holding space for women. I'm like, in this season, because my spirit's still not fully at ease with all the stories, the back stories we had about Black women losing their lives. I didn't know what to do with it, and I thought, God, should I orchestrate? And I've done men's event before. I shouldn't say I have never done a men's event. I did something called Honoring Men of the Movement a couple of Februarys ago for Black History Month. 10 amazing men. And I'm thinking about it. And I want, people that are incredible and can speak into men's lives. And I want that type of relationship. People who can build relationships and networks for men, so that they can have space to feel, to be upset, to mourn, to, mourn loss, mourn jobs, mourn titles. Sometimes that transition can be, highly impactful, and they don't have as many spaces. Now, they're therapists. You got to do your work, my brothers. If you feel that sense of heaviness or depression or anxiety or anger, we have to hold each other accountable to, I need you to tap into some resources, whether, again, it's faith-based or otherwise. But I'm thinking about putting something together. But drop me a comment if y'all think that's a good idea on the YouTube side or on the Facebook side. But I'm going to switch gears right now. This is the Suzette Speaks Show. Time check is 1:44, brought to you by the 2026 Black Beauty Expo. We have a wonderful lady on the line that is going to talk to me about an event on Sunday, May 3rd. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, my dear.
How are you? There she is. Miss Charmaine, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, love. How are you?
I'm so happy to have you on. And I know you have a big event coming on May 3rd. Tell the people more about it. I started to talk about it before, but tell the people more about it.
Well, it's entitled Black Beauty Enterprise Expo and Symposium 2026. This is my second year running. And it's an event that brings together phenomenal speakers such as yourself, powerful conversation, and valuable resources designed to support personal growth, professional development, and community connections.
Yes, I gotta put you on
So
hold.
whether you're looking to elevate your finances, nurture your wellness, or connect with like-minded professionals, or just buy that fabulous lady in your life,
all right, thank you.
her Mother's Day present.
Lord God, I lost her. Oh no. Call back, caller. Sorry. This is my fast fingers. Oh Lord, that's my fast fingers. So, caller, can you call back Miss Charmaine? I'm apologetic for that. I unfortunately lost her. Here we go. Miss Charmaine, part 2. Miss Charmaine? You can hear me?
I
All
can
right.
hear you.
Sorry about that. I had a secondary caller. So you were telling us about this great event coming up Sunday, May 3rd. And tell us what the ladies is again the 2026 Black Beauty Expo. And I'm so excited to be a part of it. And you were telling us what the ladies can expect. Please continue.
Yes, so we have a lot of professionals. It's a variety of topics, not just one particular topic, even though it is Black beauty. It's also Black finances. It's not just about beauty. So we have a tax professional, Karina O'Connor. She's going to be discussing what if you owe the IRS and you can't pay. She's a tax professional licensed by the IRS. Samantha Ramnarayan, she's a business owner and also a radio talk show host, and she's going to be discussing investments. She has two young sons who she taught how to invest, and now they have great credit scores.
Wow.
The rest of us have to do that. Yeah, they're like 11 and 8. So she's going to teach us all how to, invest. Sherry Warner, she was at my event last year. She headlined at my event last year, and she's a mental health specialist. Last year, she was discussing women's health. This year, she's going to be discussing navigating the dreaded
Just hold for
menopause.
me, okay?
Wilma Mukeri, she's a beauty expert. Wayne Martin, he's director of branch operations and sales for We Florida Financial, which is a credit union. He's going to be discussing how to become part of the credit union. Peter G. Stewart, he's a financial planner, and he and I go way back. He's been doing this for many years, and he's an excellent financial planner. He's going to be discussing navigating Medicare, pitfalls, things that we don't know that we thought we knew.
Listen, it's gonna be a power packed day. It sounds like not just beauty, but beauty and money. Get your money up, get your money right. This is the Suzette Speaks Show. We're telling you about a fantastic event coming up. Mark your calendars. Sunday, May 3rd. Sunday, May 3rd, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. in Sunrise, Florida. It's called the 2026 Black Beauty Expo. Miss Charmaine, we only have a couple more minutes. We're just letting you know about it. What inspired you to put together such an amazing event?
Um, Honestly, I think it was God. I'm a chef by trade, and I was at work, and the name just popped into my head while I was preparing some food, and it was Black Beauty is Our Business. And I'm like, oh, where did that come from? And everybody who I reached out to, Sherry Warner, Dr. Janice Stone, everybody who I reached out to said yes. And I was so appreciative of the fact that everybody wanted to be a part of this event, including our vendors. And it turned out to be a great event, and I hope to make this one even better than last year. And with you as my hostess, I know it's going to be.
Hey, your girl Suzette Speaks will be in the building as the host. I'm so excited to join you. And I know, again, folks are going to want to be a part, not only beauty, but beauty plus finance. I know a lot of people, we've been talking about consumer sentiment is down and people are worried about their money. So if you are in the beauty industry, if you're in an adjacent industry, if you just want to be around amazing women, as she said, if this is an early Mother's Day gift, come hang out. There's nothing like community. That's what I realized when I need to recharge and be reinvigorated. I love being around powerful, loving, uplifting women and men in this case, because I heard a lot of guys listed. So you will be blessed if you come to the 2026 Black Beauty Expo. Again, it's going to be Sunday, May 3rd. Sunday, May 3rd. Mark your calendars, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. How do people get tickets, Miss Charmaine, before you go?
Um, we have a QR code, which would seem to be the easiest way for me to put that out there. So if they scan the QR code, I know you have the QR code, and hopefully they'll be able to.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, follow our page, follow Voice of the Caribbean, follow Suzette Speaks, and you'll be able to see the QR code and scan it and get your ticket. Thank you so much, Miss Charmaine, for popping in. We appreciate you calling, honey. Have a good day. Miss Charmaine, listen, on the air now. I appreciate you, Miss Charmaine. We rapid fire. We have another young lady calling from. Are you calling from Bimini? Good afternoon.
In Miami.
Okay.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm in Miami right
Okay. So this event I was just introduced to. This is why it's good to network because I have a wonderful friend that goes way back and she's like, "Sue, you got to talk about this event. Let the ladies know about something coming up." And that's this Sunday called the Bloom House. So introduce yourself to the people. I would love to you to tell us a little bit more about this because I'm all about women's empowerment. And I was just talking about should I do something for the guys? But I know for sure that I'm called to the ladies as well. So please introduce yourself for the first time on the Voice of the Caribbean Radio, the Suzette Speaks show.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. So I'm Katari Pinder, and I'm the founder of Bloomhouse Impact. We're a wellness movement that's rooted in Bimini, Bahamas, and is focused on helping women live healthier, longer lives through community-centered wellness experiences. And so we started this work because of a personal reason, something that's deeply personal to me. After losing my mommy, I realized how important it is for us as women to be proactive about our health and, asking questions, getting checked, and really prioritizing ourselves, something that she did not necessarily take the time to do. She was a huge community figure and always giving to others, always pouring back into others. And so in places like Bimini, access to wellness resources and preventative care just isn't always there or at the level that it should be. And so I felt called to create something that could be a resource, something that could pour into our women in a real way. And so Bloom House is that. It's designed to feel like you're being welcomed into a home, a space where women can come, exhale, and feel supported. We bring together wellness experts and medical professionals to offer experiences around mental health, movement, nutrition, and overall well-being. And so it's just a way that feels safe and inviting and accessible to all women. And it's not really just about like passing information on, right? It's about an experience where women can ask those questions and connect and actually receive care. And so this Sunday in Miami,
Yay. Yes.
yes, April 26th, 1 to 4 p.m. We actually only have a couple more tickets left. And so if anyone's interested in joining us in our house, Bloom House, they can check us out at bloomhouseimpact.com. And so a big part of our mission is about changing that narrative around women's health, especially in Bimini, but we're going beyond that. We've also had an activation out in Atlanta last month, which is where I reside now, but Miami is my home where I grew up and Bimini is my roots. And we just want, women to be able to not just live, but live longer and healthier lives. And we understand that wellness shouldn't be a luxury item, right? It should be something that every woman has access to, and we're changing that.
That's fantastic. Miss Katari Pinder is giving us a call from Bloom House. And again, I'm very intrigued by even the name. How did you come up with that name?
So we actually started with a Give Her Flowers Women of Impact Awards dinner in Bimini, which was inspired by an event that my mom did the year before she passed for the women in their 80s and 90s. And so flowers have been a huge part of just a lot of my professional growth and development. And then this coming up made it very personal. And so when we went and did that event, Give Her Flowers, we were just celebrating the work the women were doing, and we had these really deep conversations about what they needed and how they wanted to have these celebrations more often. And so a lot of our values is rooted on celebration when it comes to giving her flowers and just the symbolism of flowers. We realized that we needed to create something that could help them be here to be celebrated. And so as I was in the shower one day, I thought about wanting to create a space that was like a retreat, a getaway where they can get these resources. And I just thought about them blooming, right? And being in a house. So the house is blooming. And that's where that came from. So Bloom House is the name that we rock with.
I love it. So there's a big event coming up, y'all, this Sunday. Looking for something to do Sunday? Check it out. Bloomhouse comes to Miami, 1 to 4 p.m. Sunday, April 26th. How do people get more information, get tickets? How do they follow you?
Yes, so on Instagram, we are Bloomhouse Impact, and our website is bloomhouseimpact.com. Again, we only have a couple more tickets for this weekend, but we will be going to Bimini on May 10th to the 13th. So if anyone wants to join us for the full experience, a multi-day experience, you can bring your mom, bring your sister, bring your cousin, bring your girlfriend, and come and join us for the full retreat, multi-day retreat in Bimini alongside the women of Bimini.
All righty, we thank you, Miss Katari Pender from Bloomhouse Impact. Thank you for stopping through the Suzette Speaks show, telling us more about your event this Sunday. Again, Sunday, April 26th, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. right here in Miami. Come out, visit bloomhouseimpact.com. Is that right? Bloomhouse Impact for tickets and for more information about upcoming events. Thanks for giving us a quick call. We appreciate you and hope to have you back on. Yes, sis. Good luck and thank you. Have a wonderful event on Sunday. Yes, we love to bring you ladies who are making a positive impact in our community. Thank you to Sister Charmaine for the call. Again, her event will be May 3rd, and that is the Black Beauty Expo. That will be in Sunrise, Florida. Get your tickets. You can follow me, Suzette Speaks, or Voice of the Caribbean, through that QR code that's on the flyer. And we just heard from Miss Katari Pender, again from Bloomhouse Impact. I love it. Wellness retreats. We need it. We've been talking about mental health and men. But again, the ladies, we know we also are under a lot of stress, and this is something that you can treat yourself to. So check out bloomhouseimpact.com. That's bloomhouseimpact.com. Almost out of time, y'all. This is the Suzette Speaks show. A couple other news stories and headlines we're following. Did you know that A Different World, the wonderful show, if you are 80s and 90s baby, A Different World is coming back. They're doing a reboot with the same characters, basically. I'm so excited for The Different World. Michael Jackson movie hits theaters today. Michael, the movie. Are you going to go see it? Hits theaters today. Other top stories affecting our community. Did you also know, again, I didn't get a chance to get into it, Michael Beasley, and I guess I'll wait because I want to watch it in its entirety before I make commentary on it. But there is an internet interview, shaking the interwebs, which is former Heat star Michael Beasley sat down with podcaster Shannon Sharp and had a lot to say. And again, we've been talking about men's grief and pain and being misunderstood. And I'm going to listen to it actually. And before I give some commentary, the lady who accused the University of Michigan coach of an inappropriate relationship, remember Sharon Moore? You remember him? Well, Paige Shiver, the lady in that story, claims and she reveals pregnancy in the relationship with former University of Michigan coach Sharon Moore. I remember that man was like, man, so much to unpack there. Ethiopia begins construction of a $12.5 billion airport. Ethiopia is definitely on my bucket list. I want to see the original Christians. Ethiopia has one of the oldest churches, and they worship similar to how they would have worshipped in Jesus' day. That's on my bucket list. Thank you, Ethiopia, for building a $12.5 billion airport set to become Africa's largest. That's very interesting. What else are you guys watching? So much news, so little time. I didn't get to go back into the story about the singer David. Looked like he has been arrested now and charged in that case with that young teenage girl. What's her name? Celeste. Didn't even get a chance to go back on that. Again, what will you be doing this weekend? I hope to see you out. Again, Bloomhouse of Impact has a couple more tickets for this Sunday, April 26th. Bloomhouse will be having a women's wellness retreat, 1 to 4 p.m. in Miami. Tickets are available at bloomhouseimpact.com. Bloomhouseimpact.com. We appreciate you listening to the Suzette Speaks show. You know I come to you live every Thursday and Friday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Shout out Happy Fire Friday to everybody watching online. Thanks for listening. Miss Lisa B is up next. Shout out to everybody. Have a great weekend.
This is the all-new voice of the Caribbean. Better sounding radio. WLYF HD2 Miami. 101.5 HD2. The city of
I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a great weekend. Take care.